I was actually forced to play when I was about 11. Obviously football's a more popular sport, so in school as a kid it was always the go-to sport. In terms of role models, was a huge thing for me. I'm a Spurs fan, so Defoe was my hero for a very long time, and I just really didn't see those faces in rugby.
Now that visual representation, it's huge. You'll see a few young people here that will look up to you, that will look up to the other players and think, wow, I want to be like Ashton Hewitt, I want to play like him because he looks like me. Do you think that the sport of rugby could do more to push that, to really put you in a position where you can be a role model to these young people?
I think it'd be quite difficult to say we should be poster boys just for that sort of purpose. I think it's a balance. I think we need to take that responsibility of being role models ourselves with our behaviours and our performances on the pitch, but then it's the responsibility of the club then in terms of their community programmes and engagement of, you know, making sure that we're appealing to all of the different demographics and being really inclusive in that, and not sticking to the classic demographic of rugby in this area, and, you know, looking at season tickets and saying, why is it only white men over 60 who are coming to watch us, and those sorts of things. How do we, you know, appeal to other communities or other groups of people within the community? And I think that's where the balance sort of lies.
Do you think that people are becoming more understanding that you can have different cultures and you can bring them all together? And even though you play for Wales, well, yes, that other side of you, that heritage is still there, and that is accepted as a Welshman that plays rugby?
Generally, I think yes, but unfortunately, you've got a group of people who aren't afraid to express that anyone who's not completely Welsh with white skin, you know, they're not Welsh. I've had it so much on social media in terms of, you can't be Welsh, you're not Welsh. You know, you're mixed race, you're not accepted by black people or white people, you're stuck in the middle. No one wants you to be associated with their heritage and those sorts of things. And I've had quite a lot of that, which is probably up there with one of the most hurtful things. The vast majority of people, I think, are accepting of where we are today in terms of representing your heritage, and that can be done in different ways, and it looks very different for different people.
2 years on, do you think that people are still talking about it? People are as interested? Maybe us will be interested, but do you think that everyone in society is as interested?
Not everyone, no. I think there were people who were interested, but where it doesn't affect them, where it's not visible to them every day, they forget about it because they're not exposed to it, they don't understand what it means. It's just a shame, and as a person who's so passionate about it, when, you know, you see that sort of tokenistic care for a situation or a social issue, to then have them sort of forget about it or not pay as much attention, or, you know, give up on promises that were made in terms of addressing their organisation's problems, and putting it on the back burner is a bit of a kick in the teeth, if I'm being honest, especially when, you know, you feel like you're trying to do so much work yourself for something that affects you.
Do you think that there are issues in rugby that maybe the organisation, they need to look at and they actually need to address? Do you think that they're willing to do that?
I think slowly it's changing, but the question for me is it a priority? Do you know what I mean? If we talk about how long, you know, these problems have existed, you know, is it good enough to be like, we're slowly making progress now? For me, it's not. It needs to be, you know, a priority at the top of the list. If you care about it, show you care about it. There's an argument that it is changing. My club have been amazing, you know, but they're the first to admit that it's still a learning curve for them, when I've experienced it for long enough for me to be, we haven't really got the time to be waiting to see how something plays out or take our time with this sort of thing. So I think the sport is on a journey in terms of changing. It's going to be forced to, but at the moment I don't think it's enough or at a quick enough pace.
It's great to hear from Ashton, and fantastic, really pertinent questions from Kyle there as well. Look, in response to our interview, the WRU, the Welsh Rugby Union Performance Director Nigel Walker told us this: Ashton Hewitt has been a fantastic advocate on this subject, and we welcome his comments. We passionately want our sport to be welcoming, inclusive and representative of our communities.